Girl, am I even allowed to speak on this? Will I get sued? I don't know. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about a topic very near and dear to my heart. I think I've talked about this literally in like 2 other videos. I want to say briefly, but I don't even think it was. I think it's time I'm breaking my silence, you know what I mean? So as you can tell by the title of this video, this is about Ticketmaster, and I'm sure that so many people have thoughts on this company. Ticketmaster has played with me one too many times. It has put me through so much, honestly, like emotional distress. So I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know about this, but Ticketmaster, there was a whole drama about it this past week because Taylor Swift tickets went on sale and the Ticketmaster sale was a complete disaster. Like, we're talking like just a mess. They were like, this is unprecedented demand, and they sent out pre-sale codes, and apparently it's the highest number of pre-sale codes they've ever sent out. And the pre-sale code situation was one thing, and then for the actual sale, the first day of the general sale, so many things went wrong. Their site was crashing. They had to literally put the queue on pause for 2 hours. People were trying to get tickets for like 8 hours straight to this concert. And then dynamic pricing was a thing. Prices were insane. They just kept going up. People were like getting tickets, getting kicked out, like just so many different issues. And so I want to speak on just like everything wrong with Ticketmaster. And like, I'm not getting like paid to help them fix their company, but if you think about all the crazy ways that Ticketmaster like runs, it's honestly insane. Ticketmaster is a case study in monopolies. Like, if you don't know what a monopoly is, like, see Ticketmaster, you know what I mean? I am someone who enjoys going to concerts. Like, it's one of, like, I don't know, my favorite activities to do. I haven't been to that many, honestly, as someone who like says that, but I like started getting into it like a couple years ago, and I don't know, it's just really fun to like see like artists you like live. And especially as I've seen like concerts when I was younger and stuff, but being older and like being able to buy my own tickets and like getting closer to the front, it just like changes the whole experience. So obviously like people want to see their favorite artists in concert live, but Ticketmaster literally makes it impossible, and it's basically essentially like a lottery system. As someone who has gone through this process like a good amount of times now, I can't say I was ever successful. I was successful like once, but as someone who has gone through this process a bunch of times, that's why I want to speak on it. So first, let's start off with probably one of my biggest gripes about Ticketmaster and their whole process of selling tickets, and that is the verified fan system. Verified fan is a system by Ticketmaster to avoid essentially like bots and resellers from buying all the tickets and reselling them for insane prices, which is a thing that happens a lot. StubHub, like, I don't know if SeatGeek is a reseller, but like a bunch of like random sites like that. So verified fan is supposed to like be able to have fans basically enter a pre-sale before the general sale so that they can make sure like tickets get into the hands of fans, or so they say, right? So you basically sign up, like you'll have a chance to sign up before the sale for like a certain period of time, and you'll just sign up like on their website, and they will let you know, I think it's like 24 hours before the concert, honestly, it's not that far in advance, but they will let you know if you are selected for the pre-sale. So verified fan, you sign up, but you're not guaranteed. If you get it and you're selected for the pre-sale, you'll get sent a code which will allow you to buy tickets for the pre-sale. And so my issue with verified fan is that it's literally stupid and doesn't work. So let's start there. First of all, my issue with like verified fan and just like concert announcements in general is that they will literally announce like a concert, right? Concert A, your favorite artist is going on tour, and then they will say, sign up for verified fan in the next 2 days, and then the pre-sale is in 3 days, and the general sale is in 4 days. So they announce pre-sale with no notice. and they expect you to drop thousands of dollars within the span of a couple days. But if you don't do that, tickets will be sold out, and then you will not get tickets. So it's kind of like you are forced to participate in the pre-sale, essentially. That's my biggest issue with this whole thing. It's like the pre-sale, I feel like in recent years, in the past like 2-3 years, the pre-sale is not a pre-sale. For it to be a pre-sale, it's supposed to be, okay, a limited number of tickets before the general sale for like a specified reason, maybe for card holders or for this verified fan system. The pre-sale is supposed to be pre the sale, right? There's still supposed to be a sale. If you're calling it a pre-sale, there has to be an actual sale. But lately, the pre-sale just ends up being the sale. Either all the tickets disappear, all the tickets are bought out during the pre-sale, or all the good tickets, or the face value price tickets. So the sale, either there are no tickets left, which happened with Taylor, which we'll get into, either there are no tickets left, or the tickets that are left are priced at starting at $700. And it's like, so don't call it a pre-sale. Like, don't even do any of that. Just say tickets for Taylor, tickets for XYZ person are going on sale tomorrow, and just leave it at that. Because the pre-sale, if there is no sale, then like, are you picking up what I'm putting down? And my second issue is a personal problem, and I need someone, I don't know, maybe someone who works at Ticketmaster to explain this to me. My other issue is with the system for verified fan, so to be picked for the verified fan pre-sale, because they will say like it's just randomly selected, it doesn't matter when you sign up. And so like I've signed up like on my accounts, my family members' accounts, friends' accounts, and the verified fan system, like literally for multiple artists, has just almost never worked for me. Like it has worked for me maybe like twice out of like, I want to say the like 7 or 8 concerts I've tried to sign up for. Like it's crazy because it's like I will see, and I don't even understand how like stans are getting multiple codes. Like I do the same thing. Like I've adopted their methods. I sign up on my friends' accounts, my family's accounts, and I still barely ever get selected for a code. Seems like they just never want me to see a concert again, personally. Okay, so listen. I think the first time I did verified fan was for Harry Styles' Love on Tour, the first one, the original Love on Tour OG, which was, it wasn't last year, no, it was like 2 years ago. No, it was last year, Love on Tour last year. That was the first time I ever did it. I did it with my sisters, and I can't remember if they got codes and I didn't. I think we all got codes. So that went pretty smooth, and I think set the precedent for like how I thought verified fan was supposed to go, but I got a code for that, so I was like, perfect. And then for like the next 7 concerts I tried to go to, it just didn't work. I tried to get a code for Olivia Rodrigo's concert, which like, I understand the fact that there's like a lot of demand, but when I start noticing the pattern, I didn't get a code for Olivia Rodrigo. I think I tried The Weeknd. I didn't get a code for that. Harry's One Night Only, I didn't get a code for. And these were all like consecutive, right? So it was like Olivia, Weeknd, Harry, One Night Only. I didn't get a code for that. And I also, most recently, didn't get a code for Taylor Swift's tour. Mind you, these are 4 later concerts. Not only 5 actually, because it was Harry's One Night Only and also Harry's second Love on Tour. In terms of the algorithm, right? The first time I signed up, I got a verified fan. The next 5 times, I have yet to get a code. Oh, I have been waitlisted every single time. Like, I'm just trying to understand, like, I understand that it's randomly selected, but if you think about the odds, it's like I have signed up for like multiple verified fan. Like the odds are that I should have gotten like another one, right? Like, I don't know, but maybe that's a personal problem. But I wouldn't even be mad about the verified fan if there was another way to get tickets. But it's like, if you don't get that verified fan code, you're not getting tickets to the concert. Like, you're not reasonably priced tickets to the concert. Like I was saying, because the pre-sale ends up being the actual sale nowadays, if you don't get that verified fan code, getting tickets for you is going to be a terrible process, because either you have to do the general sale, which is nearly impossible lately, or you have to buy tickets from resellers or people on Twitter, which will kill you. And let's talk about most recently. Let me give my little story time on Taylor Swift. Insert that Wendy Williams audio. I am done with Taylor. Yup. Because I'm just gonna tell you my like horror story about Taylor Swift. It's not that much of a horror story. I've heard worse. But I will start this off by saying like I will be the first one to admit I am not the biggest Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie, but I'm just not, like, I wouldn't consider myself, like, a big Swiftie, a huge Swiftie, the biggest Taylor Swift fan, whatever. But my best friend is, like, a really huge Taylor Swift fan, like, it's all she listens to, and I obviously, like, do listen to Taylor Swift as well, just, like, I'm not that big of a fan, but, like, I know a lot of her songs, I love a lot of her songs, and so we're, like, bet, like, it's just gonna be me and her, 2 tickets, like, it should go pretty okay, right? Like, we should be able to get tickets, like, if not now, like, maybe later. So, me and my friend, right, we want to see Taylor. This is it. We sign up for the pre-sale, as one usually does, and I'm not expecting much from my account. Again, I'm like, my account is cursed, I never get the code anymore, so, like, odds are pretty low. But I sign up. This is where I went wrong. I should have signed up with more accounts here. Usually if it's like a concert I really want to see, like, I'll pull out all the stops. Like, I'll sign up on all my family members' accounts. And usually all my family wants to go too. So it just like, we all just end up signing up. But this time I only signed up with my account and one of my sister's accounts. And I should have signed up with my other sister's account, my mom's account, and my dad's account, but I didn't. And that's where maybe I went wrong, because I underestimated the Swifties. I did underestimate the Swifties. But my best friend is a Swiftie, so I was like, okay, like, she's gonna pull through for the Swifties on this one. Like, maybe she'll sign up with her account and her family's account, because, like, whatever. But she only signed up with her account and her dad's account. So we had 4 accounts, but, like, that should be enough. Anyways. So we had 4 accounts, right, that were signed up for the verified fan. None of us got it. I didn't get it, which I was expecting, because my account literally sucks. My sister's account didn't get it. My friend's account didn't get it, which I was surprised by, because I don't think she usually does this. So, like, where was her verified fan code? And her dad's account didn't get it either. And this is for New York, New Jersey, MetLife, which, like, I knew was gonna be hard, because, like, it's a big city. This is why I hate living in New York. Like, it's like, if I lived in, like, Georgia or something, or, like, Idaho, I feel like it'd be easier to go to a concert / this concert, but whatever. So, none of us got the code for the verified fan, which started to worry me. I'm like, okay, because, like I was saying, again, if you don't get the verified fan code, chances are significantly lower for you getting tickets to the concert. But whatever. Verified fan, we don't get it. It's beyond us. But I know someone who got the code, and I was actually watching her do it live, because I was just with her at the same time, and it was just, like I said, it was a disaster. The site was crashing, they were pausing the queue, the fees were insane, dynamic pricing was on, prices were crazy, tickets were just going like that, and so I kind of had that in my mind for, like, okay, that's how the verified fan sale went. But I'm still thinking, like, it's whatever, because we had a Capital One card. My friend has a Capital One card. So we're like, bet. The verified fan didn't go well for us. We didn't even get code, so we didn't get to participate. But Capital One, like, we will make this ours. And so I didn't get to do it. Only my friend has the card. So we had one account, which it worried me as well, because I'm like, girl, we need the odds to be in our favor, and, like, we got girls out here on, like, 7 different computers, and, like, it's only my friend. So I'm like, it's making me nervous. But I'm like, whatever, she got this. Like, she has it down. I was working also, so I couldn't, like, do it. So she's carrying the team, right? We're fighting this war. We're about to secure the bag. So we do the Capital One sale, and, like, initially, so also how the pre-sale works, once you get a code, or with, like, a card holder sale, once you enter your code, well, this actually doesn't happen before you enter the code, which is a problem, but I digress. So there is how does it work? There's a waiting room, there's a lobby, right? So the day of the concert where you're trying to buy tickets, there's the lobby where you wait before the website opens for you to join the queue. So once the website opens, you join the waiting room. I forget the waiting room and the lobby, what's the difference? I don't know. You join the waiting room. And then in the waiting room, they, like, calculate and your page will automatically refresh, and then you'll get your like place in line. And so with this, there's a lot of discourse about this, and I don't know, like in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts on like whether you guys think you should refresh the page or just let Ticketmaster refresh for you. Because from what I've been seeing like on the internet, it seems like people who refresh themselves end up getting a high place in line, an earlier place in line, and anytime you let it refresh yourself, you end up, what it will say, if you're more than 2,000 people behind, it will just say 2,000 plus. So you want to be anywhere before the 2,000 plus for a concert. So that's like an earlier place in line. So my friend does it, she gets in the waiting room, it refreshes, and she's 2,000 plus. And at this point I'm like, oh, like it's bad for us. It's really bad for us. But like whatever, like maybe we're like 2001, like I don't know. But she like looks it up, the way to like look it up in the coding of the website or whatever, to see your place in line, like your exact place in line. So we're like 5,000 something, and I've seen people who were like much more like farther in line. So I'm like, maybe 5,000 like won't be bad. But also we don't know how many tickets are set aside for Capital One. Like already there's pre-sale and Capital One are only supposed to be a small portion of the sale, right? So pre-sale, I'm sure, gets a lot of tickets. I'm like, I don't know how much Capital One, how many tickets they even have available. So we might be 5,000, which may have been good in pre-sale and may even be good in the general sale. But in Capital One, like if there are only like 1,000 tickets, then like we're out of luck. But we get like 5,000, and so she just waits it out, right? We like enter the queue at like 2 or 2:30 or whenever it started, and we're there for like almost an hour, and the 2,000 is just not really moving that much. Like there's the 2,000 plus at the top, and then there's the bar, and our bar is not moving. Like it looks like nothing is moving, and like all hope is lost. And then all of a sudden, like close to an hour, the bar just starts moving like exponentially, and then the numbers start going down, and then it's like you're 400, you're 67, and so it goes really quickly. And my friend's like, okay, go time. We're like, oh, we don't know what's even left, but we're gonna go. And so she gets in, and I'm like in a meeting, right? So I'm not seeing this live, but like I'm in a meeting. She gets in, I don't hear from her for a long time. At first I'm like, okay, she's selecting the tickets, like she's trying to get it. Like I'm not gonna be like texting her and like blowing up her phone. Like I understand that, like especially at that time, because of the way the system is, you have to pick your tickets, literally you have to be working at the speed of light. Like you have to be the bot to get a ticket, like at that point, because we'll open up, you'll see the map of tickets, you'll see the list on the side, and tickets will just be going like this. Like you'll click on it, it will say another fan beat you to these tickets, you'll click on another one, it will say another fan beat you to the tickets. Like it is insane. So I know how it is. So I'm like not texting her. I'm just gonna let her be and give her a couple minutes and see where we're at. So a couple minutes go by. She's not texting me, and I'm like, okay. But then a long time goes by, and I'm like, what's going on? Is she still trying? Like, so then I text her like after like it probably has been like around 20 minutes at this point, and I'm like, okay, she must still be in there, because if she didn't get them at all, or if there was nothing there, then she would just text me like, oh, there's nothing here. But it's been a while, so she's trying something, right? So I text her, I'm like, what's happening? And she's like, it is not going well for us, like at all. Like we are struggling. There were tickets available on the screen, on the side, the whole time. There were like a good amount of tickets, and she was just clicking on them and like adding them to her cart, and she said she kept getting an error message like 30 times saying like, another fan beat you to it, which is odd because like usually that happens, right? It'll say another fan beat you to it, and that's real, but you'll eventually like find one, like you'll eventually get one. Like I feel like that only happens like the first like 2, 3, 4 times you try to do it, and then eventually like you do find one that you can get. But it kept saying that like multiple times when she tried to select multiple tickets, and so then it just didn't work. Then after like minutes of trying that, then the screen just grayed out, and it was like there were no tickets. She waited a little bit, because like sometimes if you do that, people get kicked out, and then it will refresh, and then more tickets will come up because people lost their tickets or whatever. So she waited a little bit, and the tickets were actually gone. And I was on Twitter this whole time, and it was saying, and it was sold out. And I was like, sold out? Like, what do you mean? I think my friend got there right at the cusp of it, like right at the end when it was about to sell out. And so we saw tickets, but we just lost. You know what I mean? We just lost. So the Capital One didn't go well for us at all. And what made it really hard for me personally, I didn't experience this, I didn't see this, but she said that she was seeing like face value tickets. So our max budget, I'm not gonna drop $1,000 as a drop of a hat. Like, I'm just not. My max for a concert is gonna be like $250 to $300. Like, that's it. That's the most you getting out of me. Like, I'm not paying all your bills. So our max was like around like 200 something. So she said that she saw face value tickets for $250. Floor tickets that she had in her cart, and she just kept losing. Like, oh, we lost so bad. Like, we could have been on the floor and we were left with nothing. Like, it was bad for us. It was really bad for us. So, and what made it worse is, like I was mentioning, I had someone that I knew that I saw witnessed get tickets, and then I went out later that day and I heard another person who got tickets, and their friend got tickets, and I was like, okay, I don't need to hear this right now. Also, something about the whole process also brings out this like weird competitive side in me where I'm like, why does she get tickets and I can't? Like, I just, even if it's an artist, like I said, I'm not the biggest Swiftie in the world, but like, this process has like made me the biggest Swiftie in the world. I'm like, I need tickets to this concert. Like, I need to have them. But I say this to say, we did not get tickets. R.I.P. But I'm still not thinking much of it, because up until this point with Ticketmaster, because I've been doing this for like a couple of the shows now, what happens is the pre-sale will happen. General sale is useless, so you're never gonna get anything really in the general sale. But as the concert gets closer, resellers obviously buy the tickets during the sales or whatever, right? So they'll be selling them for outrageous prices, but as the concert gets closer, historically, the prices for resellers have gone down, and if you want to get a ticket at that point, you can buy a ticket closer to the day of the concert. So in my mind at that point, I'm thinking, okay, we didn't get Capital One, we're gonna try general sale. Hopes are low, but we'll try general sale, and if general sale doesn't work out, we'll just monitor Ticketmaster and / maybe do a box office situation, and like, it'll be fine. Like, I'm at this point, I'm like, we're still gonna end up at this concert. Like, maybe we won't be floor. Like, maybe we'll have to accept that we won't be floor, which is hard for me to accept, but we will be attending. So I'm not worried. And then Ticketmaster cancels the general sale. So the Capital One sale, I think, was on Wednesday, and then the general sale was on Friday. Yeah. Ticketmaster cancels the general sale, and this is where I'm like, oh, we're in danger. Like, this doesn't happen. There had been like rumors that it was sold out, like they sold all the tickets, and I'm like, they can't do that. Like, they're supposed to, like I mentioned, they're supposed to set aside a small portion of tickets for the pre-sales, but still have a general sale. Ticketmaster releases a statement. They release a statement to tell me they sold out and this was the most demand they've ever had. All the tickets are gone. Excuse me? Excuse me? That's not my problem. So, like, someone needs to figure something out. Maybe Taylor needs to get on the road a couple extra more days, because you not setting aside tickets for the general sale, that is not my problem. That was up to you guys. You guys were not... So they exceeded the amount of tickets they were supposed to sell during the pre-sale. And you're coming to me to tell me now I can't go? You're coming to me to tell me the general sale was canceled? You better add some more dates. I am not the one. I'm so sorry. Someone better figure it out, because that is not my problem. Why would you're in charge of everything. You run the ticket industry. You were in charge of how many people got pre-sale codes. You said there were 14 million people on your side when there was only supposed to be 2 million. Why is that, Ticketmaster? Was that not your fault? Was that not your fault? Did you not have people enter their codes before entering the waiting room? Why would you not do that? So if there are 14 million people on your site, why is that my problem? So now I can't get Taylor Swift tickets because you didn't do your job. Explain that to me. Explain that to me. So now I'm scared. And everyone was waiting on Taylor to release a statement. And I'm like, girl, my hopes are not in Taylor Swift. Like, people were waiting on her to release a statement. Like, she was gonna do anything. Like, she was gonna say, let's just restart it and get everyone tickets and blah, blah, blah. Taylor Swift releases a statement, like, I think it was yesterday, saying, like, this is crazy. She said, dang, that's crazy. I wanted it to be easier for y'all. Sorry to y'all, but maybe I'll catch y'all again. Maybe I'll catch y'all on another tour. And I was like, oh, it's really bad. At this point, I'm like, oh, it's bad for me and my friend. Like, we're not seeing her. So there's that. So no more sale. No more tickets. Ticketmaster sold all their tickets during the pre-sales, which I participated in one. But they sold all their tickets during the pre-sales, which sucked. And pre-sales that, like, were so wonky and ghetto. And they sold all their tickets during that. And there's no general sale. Like I was saying before, the pre-sale, again. The pre-sale just ends up being the general sale. So just say that. So now, I'm here, ticketless. At the moment, not attending the Taylor Swift Eras Tour, but mark my words, I will be there. We'll get into this later, but I will be there. Trust that. Know that. Anyways, that was a long story time for my Taylor Swift ticket experience. So after the whole verified fan and the pre-sales, you have resellers who bought the tickets during the pre-sales and are now selling them. And for Taylor Swift, resellers are reselling one singular ticket for this concert for up to $90,000 on StubHub. $90,000. That's a mortgage. Like, that's a car payment. $90,000 can take people off the streets. I'm not even gonna say who has $90,000 because I know what country we're living in. Like, there are people who have that. And will drop it. Cite that girl on TikTok. Like, I'm finna be in the pit. Like, there are people who will drop thousands of dollars on those tickets easy. And that's what makes it worse, because it's like, people have this idea that, like, oh my gosh, we'll all band together and no one's gonna pay that price, so they'll have to reduce it. And it's like, there are idiots out there that will pay that. Now it's like, who has access to concerts? Because the average person doesn't have $90,000 to spend. And let me just say this. Listen, I enjoy Taylor Swift music. I love Taylor Swift music. I listen to Midnights. I have a couple songs on there. Midnights is not $90,000 a ticket good. It's just not. No artist. I can't think of one singular artist, even Beyonce, is not worth $90,000 a ticket. If I'm paying $90,000, I own you. Taylor Swift, you better be at my house every day re-performing. One performance a night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, if I'm paying $90,000. Like, that is insane. Anyways, so now we move into prices. Prices being insane. Like I just mentioned, you have one example, Taylor Swift resellers for $90,000, which they're gonna have to figure out, like, that's between them and God, because they are not going to be seeing heaven. But even then, aside from just the resellers, even during the pre-sales, the average price of, like, a good ticket to a concert has rose so much. Like, inflation on the price of concert tickets is insane. Like, I remember back in the day, because like I said, I've, like, gone to a bunch of concerts, like, when I was younger too. If you wanted, like, a floor ticket, like, and that was like a VIP package, that was with meet and greets, that was with everything. Those are the tickets that would cost you $600, $700, $800. those are the tickets that you were paying that price for. So back in the day, if you were paying that much, you were getting something. Like, if you were paying that much, that was for a good ticket, like a good experience. That was an investment in a good experience. Now, they will have you be paying $400 for nosebleeds. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I can't see the artist. I'm not meeting them. I'm not getting no merch, no nothing. Just flat. Just to enter the building. You want me to pay $300. Like, even the greatest performers, was Michael Jackson, like, what were Michael Jackson's ticket prices? Let's look that up, because I think some of y'all's faves are getting a little too greedy. The artists today are not good enough. You're not good enough to even be charging that much. Can we get on that? And this is where, again, my next point. If we're going to be charging that much, celebrities to the front, artists to the front, y'all got to get to work. Celebrities are starting to become lazy. Like, if I'm going to be paying almost $1,000, you guys need to get to work. Get up and work. From the words of Kim Kardashian, nobody wants to work these days. If I'm paying $1,000 to see you in concert, let's bring meet and greets back. Yep, celebrities wanted to stop meet and greets because of COVID. No, let's bring those back. If I'm paying $1,000, I'm meeting you. Yep, I'm meeting you. I'm coming to Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah. Let's bring sound checks back. Remember that? Remember when there were packages for a ticket, for a VIP lounge, and a sound check thrown in there? Yeah, let's bring those back. If I'm gonna be paying your mortgage, you gotta be giving me something. I gotta be getting what I'm giving. I'm not giving you $1,000 just to sit in the back and watch you sing off key. Like, no, we gotta get to work. Anyways, and then another thing on the prices, there are additional fees. Ticketmaster charges additional service fees for a site that sucks, for a site that's not even functioning. What is the service? What am I paying you $200 on top of the price of my ticket that is $700 for a site that kicked me out 3 times? So what are the fees for exactly? In general, like, some of you guys need some common sense on some things. This has gone from like a Ticketmaster rant to just like a general rant. But be serious with me for a second. First let's start with this. Why are you paying over $50 for nosebleed seats? Like, during the pre-sales and the general sales, and even resellers will try to sell you guys tickets for $300 for the last row in the stadium, and you pay that? Like, respect yourselves. Oh my god. Like, it better be dirt cheap. It better be like $5 if I'm gonna be sitting in the last row and I can't see them and I'm buying it the day of. Like, that better be dirt cheap. I'm sorry. I'm not, like, genuinely, and that's how I feel about like concerts lately. What I've realized is, like, it's literally a waste of money if you're not seeing the artist. That's why it's either, for me, it's either pit, floor, or like the lower bowl. Anything above that, if you're not paying cheap for it, it's a waste of money. Because, like, why? I'd literally rather not be there than spend $400 and be angry because I'm seeing people in the pit and, like, be jealous. You know what I mean? And then second, I'm sure maybe some people have seen this, but, like, I saw a TikTok where, and multiple actually, where people have said that they bought tickets on a website called Ticket Faster before the pre-sale. Like, some of you guys are asking to get scammed. Like, can you have some sense? If tickets haven't even gone on sale, why would you buy tickets from a random third-party website that was opened up yesterday? Like, it's literally, like, how is that not an obvious scam to you people? Like, literally, like, I just don't even know. This next point I actually feel very strongly about. You know how I mentioned there's the pre-sales, there's the verified fan, and there's the card sales. Like, for example, me and my friend, we did Capital One because we had a Capital One card. Emphasis on we had a Capital One card. We didn't open up a Capital One card. People will literally open up credit cards just for a pre-sale. And this is my thing. It would be different if they said, Capital One cardholders or this cardholder, you are guaranteed tickets with this card. That would be one thing. You're opening up a credit card. Like, it's like, you're opening up a credit card. Like, do you know what that means? Like, do you know what that means? You're opening up a credit card for a chance at a ticket. Not to buy a ticket. For a chance at buying a ticket. For a pre-sale. You may not even get the ticket, but you're opening up a credit card. For like, not even for a guaranteed ticket? These credit card companies are literally laughing at you guys. Laughing at you guys all the way to the bank. Like, opening up credit card, like your credit score, like, does that mean nothing to y'all? Like, you guys stress me out. You stress me out. And then let's get past that. Let's go to the concert experience itself. So let's say you went through the grueling process that is even trying to obtain a ticket in the first place. You went through the Hunger Games. You fought World War III just to be there. And then the concert experience now is so... it's getting ridiculous lately. I have just like a thought on stadium tours. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion. So I understand that there are some artists that are really big, right? So you go to like small venues. For example, like the ones Olivia Rodrigo did, like just smaller venues. They hold like a couple thousand maybe. And then you go to arenas. Those are really big. And then we have stadium tours. And I have an issue with stadium tours, to be honest. And here's why. I understand, again, that there are some artists which demand is very high. Like, arena tours are hard. But stadium tours, I think at that point, you start to defeat the purpose. Like, you go to a concert to see an artist with your own two eyes. You go to a concert to hear the artist. So if I can't see, like at all, even with binoculars, if I can't see you, if you're this small, what's the point? If I wanted to dance around to an artist and their visuals, I would go to an artist night at a club, a karaoke night. I would go to iParty with Matt Bennett from Victorious. Like, if I'm paying to see you, I have to see you. And that goes for nosebleeds. Like, nosebleeds, I should be able to see you with my naked eye. Like, if I can't see you, then what's the point? And my next point, for Taylor specifically, why are you selling tickets behind the stage? Behind the stage. Quickly. What am I paying for? If I can't see you, I might as well stand outside the venue. Why are you selling tickets behind the stage? Obstructed view tickets for $200. If I can't see you? Like, what? My next point. Camping. Oh Lord, the girls are gonna hate me for this one. Like, I've tried to like bite my tongue and like be a little bit understanding, but it's come to the point where we need to come together as a society and really have a discussion about this. Camping has become ridiculous. And I say this as a person who, again, enjoys concerts a lot. I understand like the communities around these artists. Like, I was a One Direction stan. Like, I've been in the trenches before. I understand there are people who love these artists so much that they will do whatever it takes to get close and to see them. Like, I understand that, but it just has become a little bit ridiculous. Like, I think obviously we can't reason with the girls who are gonna camp anymore. Like, they will be fighting tooth and nail to camp. You can't reason with them. You can give them every reason under the sun to not do it, and they will do it regardless. They're like, it's my life, I can do what I want, I love this person, blah blah blah. You can't reason with those girls anymore. So we need the top to come out. We need the arenas and the stadiums to ban it, outlaw it. Like, what are you guys not understanding? And the thing that irritates me so bad, every time the venues will be like, no camping is allowed, no camping is allowed, blah blah blah, and fans will line up 15 hours before and they don't do anything. So camping is allowed. So make a decision, right? If you're gonna allow camping, just say that. And then let everyone be on the same equal playing field on whether they want to camp or not. But don't say camping isn't allowed so that people who want to follow the rules don't come, and then you let people who camp get in front. And here's where I want to talk to the Harrys. Harrys to the front. Actually, I don't even know. Like, this is gonna get me attacked. This is literally gonna get me attacked. But Harry's, like, can we have a serious conversation? Like, maybe not Harry's, just in general. I just strongly feel like no one should be waiting outside earlier than 24 hours before a concert. Like, I understand within a 24-hour period. I'll give you that. But if the concert is on Friday, why are you in the line on Sunday night? Like, you see how, because at this point now there's no limit. And like, how far will we go? Days become weeks, become months, become years. Like, we have to have a boundary. I have a life. I love some of these artists down. I have a job. I have friends. I have family. I have things to do. In a perfect world, if I had no responsibilities, maybe I could sit down and just wait for a concert for 15 hours, but I can't. I literally can't. And the argument is always, well, you should let those of us who can do it, but it's like, you guys shouldn't want to do that either. Like, especially for like I was saying, like, Harry concerts, for the residency in New York, people were sleeping outside with rats and bugs on the streets of New York, like, as if they were homeless, for a man who literally would not know you from a can of paint. As much as I love Harry Styles, that man don't know us. Like that man would sacrifice you for Olivia Wilde. Like, be serious. Like, I am not going to endanger my life. Okay, maybe it's not that serious. I'm talking about endanger my life. But like, I'm not doing all of that. Like, I'll only give you so much. Like, the thing is, like, celebrities have a hold on me a little bit, but not that much of a hold on me, like, to literally, like, disrupt my entire life for a week. Another thing I want to get into is signs. And signs shouldn't be allowed. I'm so sorry. Because someone in every city does not need to alert Harry Styles that their boyfriend broke up with them. Like, again, he don't care. He don't care. And the thing that gets me is someone will do that again, like, in every city. At least come up with something original to put on the sign. Like, it's just the same gimmicks, and it's like, they play along, like, Harry plays along, but at some point, you want interactions that you're literally making up fake scenarios. The majority of those people with those signs are capping. Fully capping. They just want an interaction with the artist. The thing that gets me, it's not even that, but it's like, especially in like shows with Pitt, y'all be blocking the view. Like, people are behind you and they can't see now because you want Harry to notice your dress, your outfit, your cowboy hat. Like, it's just like, can you not be in, like, no one knows how to act anymore in the middle of a concert, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And then we have fans that go to multiple shows and travel the world. Again, this is gonna get me jumped, honestly, but I'm at the point now where, like, I just have to say, like, we have to be honest. You guys are losers. You guys are losers. Maybe that needs to, like, sink in a little bit. Thing is, they'll say, like, again, like, they'll say, this is my money, I can do what I want, like, I love it, whatever. And it's like, sure, I can't stop you, but, like, genuinely, like, can you do some self-reflection? Like, why are you following this person around the globe? Like, it literally is giving, like, glorified stalker. Like, I don't... Just to see the same show over and over. And the thing is, artists nowadays, they don't even be switching it up. They don't even be doing, like, the most they'll give you is a new outfit. They don't be doing nothing new. You can see the same show in Chicago, in New York, in Florida, in Idaho, and you'll get the same thing every time. So what's the point? I'll give you, like, maybe 2 shows. Like, I'll give you that. Like, if you want to see the show and see it again a second night, I'll give you that. After that, it's like, you're not getting anything new. You're not, at that point, you're literally even wasting your own time. And you may love it, and you may not even get tired of it, but the thing is, it's not free. Why are you paying $800 every time to watch the show you just saw 2 days ago? Like, I just don't know. And the thing is, like, traveling around the country, like, around the world, like, people will go to different countries to see the show again. If you have no plans to be in that area already, like, it'd be different if you were like, oh, I'm gonna be in Florida around this time, so, like, I can also go to the Florida show. Or I'm making a trip to Europe, and it just so happens that this person is coming there. Like, I might go do that while I'm there. Like, that's different. But, like, going out of your way to, like, plan a trip just for the concert, like, I get, like, people can do whatever they want, but it's like, girl, get a life. I don't know. Okay, and my next point is that the pandemic, just walk with me here. I don't even think this is like a theory. I think it's just a general statement. But the pandemic and TikTok has now made concerts way too accessible. Like, we need to start gatekeeping. Like, heavy. Like, you guys are giving tips to people on how to finesse the verified fan system. And you guys are giving people tips on how to get barricade when you go to a concert, and it's like, it has to start being an if you know system. Like, not everyone can be in the know at this point, because look what happens when everyone has the same access to the same information. Then you get 14 million people on Ticketmaster for verified fan. Like, that used to never be happening. Like I was saying, like, I used to go to concerts pre-pandemic. It wasn't always this hard to get tickets to concerts. Like, I'm sorry, it just wasn't. Let me tell you some of the concerts I've been to before. I've been to, I want to say, 3 different Ariana concerts. My Everything. So I've been to the tour for My Everything, the tour for Dangerous Woman, and the Thank You Next Sweetener tour. And for those tours, for the first 2, we literally got tickets the day of outside the venue. And that used to be, like, a genuinely, like, viable way to get tickets. Like, that was, like, guaranteed. Like, you always knew there was gonna be someone outside the venue selling tickets. And, like, they were gonna be legit. And, like, it was gonna be easy. And they were probably gonna be for face value because the concert was literally about to start. Like, we literally went to the venue dressed up, like, knowing that we were gonna get in. Like, knowing that we were gonna get into the concert. For the Thank You Next Sweetener tour, we didn't even do like a verified fan. I didn't even know if that existed back then. We just bought the tickets. And what's funny about that is we bought floor tickets and they were terrible. Side note, I know I said, like, start gatekeeping, but just an FYI to people who follow me, because, like, I want to help you guys out. Floor tickets that are, like, in the back of the floor, like, very last row, aren't worth it. Like, never do that. That was the first time I was like, oh, wow. Because what happens is, on floor, because everyone's on the same level, if you're in the back and everyone stands, you can't see anything. Like, if people sat, it'd be different. It would still be a worth it experience. But because everyone stands, once everyone stands, like, you can't see anything and you're not elevated. Floor, if you're in the very back of the floor and they're not coming towards that way, like, for example, Ariana's stage, it was all towards the front and there was, like, that bowl, but we were still even behind that. Like, we could not see anything. We literally left and found, like, empty lower bowl seats and we just went over there because we could not see anything on our floor seats. We were so excited for floor too. We, like, got the wristbands. We're like, hey, and it was just horrible. So I just mentioned 3 Ariana concerts, and Ariana is a big artist. Easy to get tickets to. The concert was smooth. It went fine. Another concert that was easy to get tickets to. And this is why I know it's been exponentially harder to get tickets, because Love on Tour, the one I went to last year, that was the one I did verified fan for. It was like a little bit like, you know, obviously we had to do the verified fan, we had to do the sale. It was like a little bit more than, for example, the Ariana ones, but it wasn't as hard as it is literally not even like a couple months later with the One Night Only and his new tour. Like, now it's impossible to get a Harry Styles ticket, but when we tried to do it just a year ago, it was exponentially easier, and we were pit. Like, another concert I went to was Khalid, and he, like, obviously probably not as, like, big as, like, maybe a Harry or a Taylor, but that also was an easy concert to get tickets to. Again, there was no verified fan for that at all, I don't think. We just bought them. I don't even remember the process of buying them because it was that easy. So, like, we gotta start gatekeeping, because this is a result of FOMO, and TikTok has created like this phenomenon where even concerts that people wouldn't typically want to attend or feel the need to attend, people just want to go now because like they saw it on TikTok and it looks fun. And the thing is, I don't even fault them, because of course, like, you can't stop anyone, and it's okay to just be like a casual listener to someone and just want to go to their concert, or like just want to have a fun night out and you're like, oh, this person is going to, like, it is okay to do that. Like, you don't have to be in someone's 1% listeners to want to see them in concert, but TikTok has made it so that like everyone and their mom wants to see any artist. Everyone wants to be everywhere. And this is my last point. It's like, everybody can't be at the same place at the same time. Like, some of y'all need to tap out. Some of y'all who don't care as much, you need to just step aside. Like, can we try that system? And that's not to say like you have to sacrifice for like other people you don't know, but it's like, you know, if it's an artist like you don't care about that much, and I don't even think the onus is on that individual person. I just think it's like TikTok now. Like, you'll see, like, for example, I was experiencing FOMO for like the Weeknd's concert, and I did do the pre-sale, but that was because that was when Doja Cat was supposed to be opening for him, and so that's why we did the pre-sale. But originally I wasn't even that interested in seeing the Weeknd himself, which is funny, but I was seeing the TikToks and I was like, I want to be here so bad, and it got to the day and I was like, I really want to go, like, I really need to go. And that's just how, like, psychologically, like, the internet now, not even the internet, but like TikTok specifically, has made you feel like you need to be there, even if you're not even a fan of the artist. Just in conclusion, we need to start gatekeeping. And my last point on Ticketmaster, I'm not on the Ticketmaster team, so again, like, this is not my problem, and someone else who is getting paid to do this needs to figure this out. But like, if me sitting in my house, not on payroll, can come up with a couple solutions, then why can't you? You know what I mean? And these are solutions that I've heard other people come up with as well. So it's not that far-fetched that they can't implement some of these things. But again, with them being a monopoly, and because they literally run the entire ticketing industry for music, they don't feel like they have to change. But I think, to start, people have talked about like different ways they can improve the verified fan system. And I do think that it's valid that one way is to do like a link to Spotify, and people who are in like the top % of that artist's listeners can get a pre-sale code. Like, for example, for The Weeknd, my sister actually got a pre-sale code for The Weeknd tour. Somehow, I don't even know how, because she doesn't even listen to him that much, but somehow she was in his top % listeners, so she got a code. But I think that should be one way. I think the verified fan, instead of it being like a general, like, just to make sure you're not a bot, the verified fan should be reserved for like a small % of like the top listeners. Like, I think that makes sense. But there should be other ways to get tickets outside of that. You would have less people in the verified fan if the verified fan was actually for super fans. You know what I'm saying? And one way to do it, give it to super fans, is to link it to Spotify. But I obviously, on the other hand, realize that there are a little bit of issues with that method as well, because it can't always realistically work to get tickets in the hands of fans. Like, for example, Some people use Spotify, some people use Apple Music. Like, you can't link it to Spotify and say that if you don't listen on Spotify, then you can't get tickets, because that's not realistic. And also, like, again, like I was saying, you can just be a casual listener and know some songs and still want to go to a concert. Like, you shouldn't be barred from listening to a concert because that artist isn't your number one person on Spotify. That could be one way to do the verified fan, but again, there's problems with that. One thing that is important though is they need to fix the queue system. Like, the process of buying tickets should not send me into cardiac arrest. Like, you don't understand, like, and for those of you who have been through it, like, you know, the process of, like, waiting to see if you've got a pre-sale code, and they don't tell you until literally, like, the night before. The process of that, and, like, being in the waiting room, and then getting your place in line, and then the process of actually buying the tickets, and the tickets are going as you're clicking on them. Like, it is so, like, panic inducing. Like, it is insane, and it shouldn't have to be that way. One way, for example, that the queue system can be better is to have people enter in their pre-sale codes before they enter the waiting room and their place in line. Because what they do now is they have anyone, for example, if Doja Cat was going on sale tomorrow, anyone could go to Ticketmaster and click on the site and enter the waiting room for Doja Cat tickets. Let's say I got a pre-sale code and you didn't. Me and you could both still log onto the website and enter the waiting room, even though I have a code and I actually can enter the sale and you can't. And that is a problem because it adds more activity to the website when there doesn't need to be. If you know that there are a percentage of people that don't have codes and that are gonna end up not being able to purchase tickets, just have that be a block from the jump. You know what I'm saying? That way it would reduce the traffic on your website. Like, and this is my next point too. It's like, invest in some better software engineers. Can we do that? Can we get some people some jobs as well? Because why is the site crashing as soon as I log on? As soon as I type in ticketmaster.com, the site is freaking out and having an aneurysm. Like, I can only give you so much grace because this is their only job. Like, they do this all the time for multiple artists. Like, your site just should not be crashing as much as it does. It shouldn't. And you can blame traffic and demand, but the thing is, you wouldn't even have that much traffic if you gave out special links and you had people enter in codes before they enter the waiting room. Like, all that stuff would prevent the site from being as wonky as it is. They could stagger sales, so the whole world isn't on their site at 10 a.m. They could have New York sale on this day at this time, Florida sale on this day at this time, so that you reduce the traffic on your website. Like, and another thing on the, like, limiting people to going to multiple shows. Again, same thing with the camping. It's like, you're never going to be able to reason with your individual person to get them to not be at every single show the person does. So again, it needs to happen from a systematic perspective. I think, personally, and the girls are going to hate me for this as well, I think there should be a limit on accounts and how many pre-sales that they can join and, like, buy from. So for example, if on my account, I had a pre-sale code and I did the pre-sale and I got tickets during the pre-sale, my account, obviously it's all one system. They know that you got tickets. My account should not be able to get into the Capital One pre-sale the next day and purchase another round of tickets. If you've already obtained tickets in your account, you should not be able to go to a second pre-sale. And that way you could distribute the amount of tickets to different people, and that would reduce the amount of people who, like, are hoarding tickets. And so you say you get one chance to purchase tickets, one pre-sale, one show, like, figure it out basically. And you would force these people, and that way these people would not be able to easily access so many different shows. And so that's the last thing I have to say on things to help Ticketmaster, because honestly, like, I shouldn't be doing this for free, but, like, it's not new information either. Like, everyone's been saying this. And I know they're a monopoly, so, like, they don't even have to do this, but it would also take less attention off of them if they just implemented like even one of those things, to just like even have people stop like calling them and inquiring about like different issues they're having, like you also wouldn't have to deal with so many customer service things if you just made your website better. And I don't mean to sound like a Karen, but like it's gotten to the point now where like after experiencing so many times of trying to get a ticket, it's clear that like they don't invest in actually making the like structure of their company like work at all. Like not even in the slightest. So just like other random thoughts I had, someone made a TikTok about this, which I thought was funny, but it's true. And they said like if One Direction got back together, like I said, I was a One Direction stan in the day and still am. Like I love me some One Direction music, but if One Direction got back together, that would be a massacre. Like there is no way that even Harry fans alone like are just like they will exhaust you down. But having the Zayn girlies come back, the Louis girl, the Niall girls are still there. I don't know if Liam got anyone, but like One Direction back together would actually, you know how Timothy Chalamet said societal collapse is in the air? That's what One Direction getting back together would do to Ticketmaster and our society. Like it would end up being like people would be fighting in the streets for like it would get ghetto. Like that realization like put it into perspective. Like wow, even if One Direction does come back, like you're not seeing them live without a fight. And one of my last notes as well is I plan on and will be seeing Beyonce on tour. Beyonce is going on tour for Renaissance. That has been announced. The pre-sale, all those details have not been announced yet, but I will say this. I don't know if she's working with Ticketmaster. I don't know. Like, I've never been to a Beyonce concert either, so, like, I really don't know what the culture is around Beyonce. I feel like it would be a little bit more classy, to be honest. I don't know. For some reason, I had this gut feeling that they know how to act. Beyonce's always been really big, so I'm sure, like, there's probably some kind of organization around her concerts because this is not her first rodeo. But what I do want to say is, if she is working with Ticketmaster, I'm telling you this right now, do not play with me for the Renaissance tour. I will be getting a code. I'm not asking, I am telling you, I will be getting a pre-sale code. Do not even play in my face. Like, I need to hear America Has a Problem live. Like, it is an essential need. But, like, honestly, I don't believe that Beyonce should even use Ticketmaster. People are saying that the Swifties are getting everything together and for a Renaissance tour, like, fighting the fight for Beyonce stans, which is kind of funny, but I really don't even know if Ticketmaster can get themselves together before then, like, before Beyonce even goes on. Like, I really don't. So, like, honestly, I wish she wouldn't use Ticketmaster, but, like, that's the thing. It's, like, they control everything. Like, if she doesn't use Ticketmaster, there's no alternative. But we gotta figure something out, because, like, if Ticketmaster deprives me of Beyonce tickets, that's when, like, we're gonna have a problem. Like, America has a problem? No, I have a problem. This video has been really long, I'm sorry. I'm just, like, really ranting on Ticketmaster. But my actual conclusion, what I want to say is that I know a lot of people were having, like, mental breakdowns over this whole ticket situation. But what I want you all to realize as well, we can riot, we can be in Ticketmaster's comment sections and, you know, bully them. Even the artists, like, people were coming at Taylor. These companies don't care, like, at all. Like, Ticketmaster don't care that you didn't get tickets to Taylor Swift. Like, Ticketmaster don't care about me. So, like, obviously we can express, like, frustration and, like, have them, you know, hopefully improve their systems. But you also have to realize that, like, these are big companies. Like, Ticketmaster single-handedly almost, like, controls the live music industry. Like, they don't care about us, like, at all. So, like, kind of put that into perspective before you, like, get distressed. Like, I saw people, like, literally sobbing on the internet and on TikTok over this, and I'm like, Ticketmaster don't care. Ticketmaster don't care, baby. Like, you gotta just, you know what I mean? Like, maybe hit up StubHub and get in therapy. I mentioned this before, but I really want to emphasize this again, is we need to start demanding more from artists. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, if you are charging this much for your concerts and you're not opting out of dynamic pricing, then it better be the performance of your lifetime. Get to work, get back in the studio, work on that choreo, get that breath control in check, because if I'm paying $500, it better be the best performance I have ever seen from you. Like, no, I'm not even playing. Like, it's not even a joke. You want to rob me blind? Then you better give me something. No more of that mediocrity. Your favorite artist will come on stage with a mic stand and sweatpants they wore last night and want to be charging $600. Like, no. And lastly, what I will say about my most recent situation with Taylor is that what I do know is that I will be at that Taylor concert. How? I don't know yet. I don't know. But it also is in May. That's what is so crazy about all these sales. It's like they happen so far in advance of the actual concert. And so, like, was I worried a couple days ago? Yeah, I was worried. And am I still worried? A little bit. But I do know that I will be at that concert because I don't lose. And somehow I will make it there. So my last plea to close out this video is, if you have tickets for Taylor Swift's Eras Tour at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, to please lower bowl or floor for face value. Don't play with me. Don't even try to be scamming me in the comments. Like, I'm not an idiot. Look how I just made a 50-minute video on Ticketmaster and scams and everything. Like, I'm not the one to be doing that with. If you have tickets, please hit me up. I would love to buy them from you. This is my really long video on Ticketmaster, but I said what needed to be said. Also, if anyone works at Ticketmaster, or Ticketmaster if you're watching this, unban my account. I need to start getting verified fan codes again. So someone better work on that. That is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching this really long video. But I will see you guys in my next one, whatever that is. Okay, bye.